Have you referred to the media as the most powerful enemy of the United States that they have ever seen? Is that right?
Again, you're reading a quote.
We collectively joined forces to take on the most powerful enemy that the United States has ever seen. And no, it's not Washington, D.C., it's the mainstream media.
You said we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens who helped Joe Biden rig the elections. We're going to come after you, whether it's criminally or civilly. Is that something you said?
That's a partial statement of what I said.
We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice.
You also said you would put the entire fake news mafia press corps on your list. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
I don't have that in front of me.
It sounds cool. In the fake news mafia, we have to hunt down the people in the fake news media who made the deep state a reality.
Chrissy, Kash Patel is going to hunt down the media. RFK is putting live birds in a blender, described as a predator by his cousin Caroline. Kristi Noem shot her frisky puppy in the face. These are people in charge of law enforcement functions in the government. What is the disconnect in Republicans being all in here?
They're just cowards. I mean, you have a political party that is not a political party. It's a cult, and it's a cult of personality of one man, Donald Trump. He selected these individuals. I think if you had asked many of these members of Congress, these would not be their choices for these very important positions. But because Donald Trump selected them and they're cowards and they're afraid for their own positions and to make sure that they don't infuriate Donald Trump, they go along. I mean, watching this hearing today, watching Kash Patel, it was like watching somebody cosplay as a legitimate nominee for be an FBI director. And then when you see the other clips of the things that he said, you know, it's just they're two different people who we saw today in a suit saying that he backs, you know, the FBI and that he's somebody who wouldn't weaponize government when we know he has made statement after statement about going after the media, going after political enemies. There's a list. Like, you know, you can't back away from the things that you've said. And this idea that we're just trying to whitewash his whole history, the whole thing just felt like such a farce to me.
Well, we're not whitewashing it. I guess what I don't understand is there are people like John Cornyn who understand why the FBI matters. I accept that elections have consequences. Trump can put whoever he wants. But the idea of Republicans like John Cornyn or John Thune or people who understand what the FBI is, who understand that under Chris Wray, who was Chris Christie's defense lawyer, who then became Donald Trump's handpicked FBI director. It was a rule of law agency. Bill Barr, you couldn't get between Bill Barr and a camera when he was talking about how screwed Donald Trump was in Mar-a-Lago. What has happened? I guess, is it Trump winning? I mean, what has happened that these people don't think the FBI should function as a law enforcement agency respected around the world?
I thought it was really interesting when there were questions posed to Kash Patel about if Donald Trump were to issue an order to investigate Chris Wray, to investigate Bill Barr. Again, these were people that were appointed by Donald Trump. These are people that the Republicans revere. Whether or not, you know, Kash Patel would obey that order, he refused to say. You know, he refused to say, no, of course we won't investigate those people. I mean, that should have been a pretty simple question. Like, these aren't gotcha questions. You know, will you not investigate people that again, there seems to be bipartisan agreement have done nothing wrong? And he wouldn't say it. So that kind of tells you everything. The fact that that's not ringing the alarm bells for Republicans is a testament to, I think, the sad state of our politics.
Frank Figliuzzi, is it ringing alarm bells inside the FBI?
Literally, as we speak, there are very senior people in senior positions in the FBI headquarters building who are being told to either resign or retire or accept a demotion. There are also field commanders that are affiliated with the Mar-a-Lago case or other Trump-related cases who are being encouraged to do the same. So we're already seeing this play out. And I have to wonder if these Republican senators who seem to all be on board for Patel are going to regret their decision when they one day get sideways with the president and the president's 6, Kash Patel and the FBI on them. They are going to regret their decision because that's the kind of man that Kash Patel is. The other thing that worries me greatly right now is mission creep at the FBI. As we speak, there are FBI agents on the streets with ICE and Border Patrol, and they're doing things that aren't anywhere near the FBI mission. And the problem with that is there are certain authorities that Border Patrol and ICE have that the FBI simply does not have. There are certain warrantless authorities that govern their work. And so already today, we're getting the FBI involved in things that are dangerous for them as an organization and what's not getting done when they're out on the street rounding up migrants. That's where we are.